Yeah, good evening. Welcome. In today's video, we'll be talking on faith comments by hearing. You see, from the scriptures, Romans 10:17, and it says, so then faith comments by hearing, and by hearing the word of God. This is from King James Version, and it's a absolutely truth that faith comments by hearing. But I want you to know that faith does not only come by hearing the word of God. Faith too, in these days, can come from hearing the word of the devil. Let me explain. You remember the account of Christ when he was tempted by Satan. The words that was coming to him were words of faith, because Satan filled his words with faith so as to entice Christ. Remember what where we read from says, faith cometh by hearing, and hearing the word of God. But what I'm trying to let you know here is not only the word of God that faith cometh from. Faith too can come definitely from the word of Satan. It happened too to Eve. After God has given them his word, the serpent came with his own word full of faith, and he was able to convince Eve. That's why he said faith cometh by hearing. So what am I trying to say? In this our time, in these our days, we have to be very careful of the kind of words we allow to enter into us, because if Christ had paid attention to what Satan was telling him, those words, because faith cometh by hearing, had it been he had those words, because if had the words that the serpent was telling him, forgetting the one that God has told them, but he paid attention to the word, to the words that the serpents were putting into her. So in this our time, there are some kind of conversations you will get into. The whole plans you have, the whole system you've built on, everything will just collapse. So what am I telling you today? Be very careful of the kind of conversation you engage in. Be very mindful of the kind of conversation or the kind of words you allow to come into you. Even if you hearing them, build a wall against it. Build a wall, because Satan tried many things to convince Christ. He tried many things to convince Christ, but Christ knowing that too, because he was aware that faith cometh by hearing. So he could not allow those words that Satan was telling him to go inside of him. But if did, he allowed those words came inside her, and Satan being wise enough built more of those words, because faith cometh by hearing. So in this our era, in this our time, there are some kind of conversations you will not allow to go inside of you. I don't know what I would use as an example of the kind of words. Okay, let's say for instance, now in this world, we will normally believe, like I was having some conversation with a brother yesterday. He said previously is fear men, but in this time is fear women. You get? So if you allow those kind of words come into you, you will believe that women are not to be trusted. You will find it difficult to trust people. So there are many works outside there. There are many of these works outside there. There are too many works that can bring you down. So be mindful, be mindful. And this communication too can be coming from someone you know, someone you really trust. I could remember when Christ rebuked Peter because there was a conversation Peter was having with him. So him too, he could not listen to that kind of word. So what am I telling you today? Faith comes by hearing, and not only by hearing the word of God. The word of Satan too, the word of devil can also build your faith, and it will crush everything. It will lead you to the wrong aspect. There's some kind of conversation you will get with people, your original being will just be diverted. So be mindful of the kind of conversation, especially in this time, in the area of social media. A lot of things have gone totally wrong. A lot of things. There is nothing I will bet you. There is nothing the social media can offer you. All the messages. Some of them, once you are done watching this social media, will just be emptied. Your brain will just be formatted. Because even me, there are some kind of conversation I will have with you. Things you will have hoped on, you will just be disorganized about it. Just like when you cherish somebody so much and some other person comes up with gossips or some talks against such person, automatically all those your love, all those your likeness towards that person will just wash down. But if you don't allow such conversations to go inside you, you will still remain, you will still maintain your strength. So if these words have inspired you, do way to click like and share and click on the notification button so that you will find us next time we'll share another video. Thank you. Welcome. Always come back to my platform.